Hi guys, Becky here. Today I'm doing a little video on what kit I'm taking to Dartmoor. I have got quite a bit of gear. It's forecast to be sunny but really cold. I think it's going down to about -7, so that's quite cold. That's the coldest I've been up to. So I brought a lot of clothing, obviously, to stay warm, and a lot of fire starting equipment. So just to run through with my clothing, I think a lot of you have seen this jumper before. It's the army surplus Austrian jumper. So really warm jumper. My jacket I normally wear, my little Bushcraft jacket. So with that and this, I'm gonna be really toasty. That's a good combination. I've got this little hat. It's good to keep your head insulated. That's the hat. It's really warm, it's all fur inside, and the ear flaps come down, you can tie them up, so it keeps a lot of wind off your head and your face. I've got my spare leggings just in case my thermals get wet or any of my clothing gets wet. So I've got my Henley Hats and top and bottoms. I always wear these are so good. They're really comfortable and really warm at the same time, so really nice, and they're also really breathable. These bright pink gloves, they're just normal gloves, really warm though. I've got this is also army surplus. It's just a normal jumper really. It goes over my Henley Hats and base layer. It's really nice and warm. I've got my wool socks. I'll probably take a spare pair just in case my feet get wet. It's obviously really boggy at Dartmoor, so if my boots get drenched, I've got a spare pair of socks. So I'll be taking another wool pair. I've got my Fortis trousers that I normally wear. So they're really nice and they're really well fitted. They're just an overall really good trouser to have. Over here I've got a wool shawl. I normally tuck this inside my sleeping bag, so it's kind of like a liner. So I find that really effective. I've got my sleeping bag, and this is the bag I always take. I've had it for ages now and it's done great every time. Don't have any regrets about getting this. Rubber Scent 900. It goes down, it says it goes down to -18, but I've never been that low, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'll see how it copes in -7 though. And it actually keeps its heat quite well when it gets wet and damp, this bag. That's a really nice bag. It's lightweight, really lightweight. It obviously compresses down small, and the compression sack isn't the best. I'm thinking of getting another one because it can definitely go down smaller than that. Rest, Venture sleeping mat. So this is what I normally take with me. Taking my wash bag. So hygiene is key. In my wash bag I've got this bar of soap, travel soap, hair and body bar. So I take that. else have I got in here? I've got my toothbrush, little fold up compact toothbrush, toothpaste. What have I got in here? I've got a flannel in there. I've got this great stuff, paper soap. Recommend taking paper soap. It's like a little sheet of paper. You just rub your hands with some water and it's soap. And some more, I've got some shampoo in there. Toilet roll, blue roll, hairbrush, and yeah, that's about it. Spare underwear, that's what I take with me. Taking my fire kit, so I've got a long ferret rod and I use it with the back of my neck knife, the 90-degree spine, I use that. Got a magnifying glass, apparently it's going to be quite sunny so I might try that out. I've got my turbo lighter. And I've got another lighter, I think I've got 2 more, and some matches. So quite a few ways of lighting a fire there. And then taking my little bug stove, so there's a video on that, done a review on that. I've got my alcohol stove, so that will shelter it from the wind, and I might be making a little fire, so that's great for taking. I've got my mini first aid kit, so this is just a little one I keep like right on me. In here I've just got tablets, plasters, I think, and there's a tiny little bandage and a wipe, so I take that in there. Over here got my little fire bag, so I've got loads of fat wood, like loads of it, so much in here, love the smell of it. I've got my mini fire lighters, so I did a video on that, got one of these. I've got loads of birch bark, some bits in a tube, nice bits for starting a fire. As well as that bag, I'm taking a huge bag of fat wood. I don't know if you can see that, but that's all full with fat wood. And what I did is I soaked it in pine sap, so it's really flammable. And also I'll take some cotton wool, because that's so easy to light a fire with. That's that. Taking my neck knife. Great little knife, it does everything. It's got a 90-degree spine on it for my ferro rod, and it's also got a mini emergency one on there. Got my multi-tool. Got some pliers on there, and little knives, screwdrivers, wire cutters, a measuring thing, that sort of stuff. That's what I've got. It's always handy to take one of these because it's got so many uses. I've got my water purifier. I mentioned this in my fishing video with my dad. We compared the two of our water filters. So he has the Catadine, like the pump with the inlet and outlet hose, and I've just got the bottle. So there's the filter and the lid, and you just saw how small it packed down. So that is a great filter. We are going to be staying next to a massive lake, so we're not going to be taking loads of water, just going to fill it up on the lake. So that's why I'm taking that, and if the water's really bad I'll filter it and boil it just in case. So that holds 0.6 litres, so not loads, but when you're surrounded by water non-stop it's handy to have. I've got my bigger first aid kit, so I've got more bandages, plasters, black tape, always handy in case your kit breaks, Vaseline, safety pins, that sort of thing in case any of your kit breaks. I've got this saw, so I basically got this from my local shop. Just it's good to take a saw. So obviously if you don't put a lot of money towards something it's not going to be the best. But it does go. It's all right. I've got my solar charger. So this was about £20. I think it was off Amazon. So it's got 3 charging points. It's waterproof. The only thing it is quite heavy, but it's worth it. It's got a lot of uses, so very good to take with you. I'm taking this mat I'm sitting on. It's my wool blanket, so I normally lay that on the bottom of my tent. I'll be taking this. Taking my little waterproof bag with my torch. Nice little torch, hangs on the top of my tent so I can see in the dark. And in here I take my Sonto compass. Love this compass. So this is my first time to Dartmoor, so obviously I'm new to the area, so I need to take a compass with me. Got a lighter, pen, and I'll put my phone in here as well. Always good to put your essential items in a wet bag so they don't get damaged. Taking my light my fire spork. I always take the spork with me, it's so light. I've got my little notepad, so when it's usually raining, which is a lot in England, I take my notepad, write down notes, maybe draw something. Got my waterproof bag for my my little scrubber for my mug and my frying pan, and I've also got the lid for my canteen. Taking my alcohol Pathfinder stove, so awesome stove, as well as the awesome mug and canteen, my little bottle, so I'll be taking them. And I'm going to be taking spare meths for my alcohol stove. As well as my neck knife, I'm taking another Mora knife. It's just a bit longer, better for more hard duty stuff. What else? My frying pan. Always good to take. What else have I got? I've got my camera case, so I've got a Sony camera case to go with the Sony handy cam that I've got there. I've got my tent over here, my MSR tent, and the pegs and poles are just there. that's my 100-litre rucksack, getting all my gear in. This is my gear, and also I'm taking my waterproof jacket. That's army surplus as well. And I think that's about it. I think it is. Double check all my gear before I go, pack all the food. I'm going to be taking, I think, just this 1 litre of water and be collecting the rest with my water filter from the lake. And yeah, I think that's all my 5 C's here, all my 5 C's covered. So yeah, it's going to be a nice weekend, and I'm going to be doing a video while I'm there. I'm going to be leaving tomorrow after school, and yeah, that's about it. That's all my gear done, be packing that in my bag. So that's about it, and I'm also going to be packing my food also. So hope you enjoyed my video and be joining me to my trip to Dartmoor. So thanks guys, and I'll see you there.